again, well, that was 20 years ago. And Joseph and I have become friends. You know, we are in touch all the time now. What a beautiful man, and what he went through in serving our country. 10 years ago, so 10 years after I met Joe, I met Robert F. Kennedy Jr. at a conference in Wisconsin called the National Wellness Conference. And I would go there for years to be the music director. And what that meant was that I would have 2 rehearsals during this Monday through Friday week-long seminar, and there were 1,000 people there from all over the country in its heyday. And I had this thing called the Instant Angelic Choir, which was an invitation for anybody who wanted to come sing at the top of their lungs in any particular key that they wanted on Tuesday and Thursday with Dave. You know, I had some songs and vocal exercises. It was fun. We made noise. And what they didn't know was that on Thursday night, when I would do the closing keynote concert for the conference, I would bring them all up on stage to sing in front of several hundred people. And you don't think this was a moment for people who had somehow lost their confidence or their permission when younger by family members who laughed at them when they sang or written their poems, or music teachers who told them to move their lips and not make any sound. You know, I hear these stories all the time, even in our demographic. It was really quite something. Well, Robert F. Kennedy was the keynote speaker 10 years ago, and he had just come out with a book called Crimes Against Nature. I mean, I can really relate to this with the pulling out of the Paris Agreement recently by our government. His book, Crimes Against Nature, was detailing how the government in the early 2000s was slowly changing the laws very quietly behind closed doors to allow big corporations, you know, to make their short-term profit at the expense of our environment. Loosening loopholes where they could get rid of their waste. And his book, Crimes Against Nature, it wasn't an attack on one party or the other, but it was simply, here's what's been happening and here's what happened. And to a very mixed demographic of several hundred people in the Quant Gymnasium that summer of 2007, he spoke without using a piece of paper or a note for 2 hours, passionately. Now, he's not a politician, he's an environmental and activist attorney, about how things in the world were irrevocably damaged. Some things were on the edge, and we still had a chance to save some other things. And, I stood in line for an hour and a half after that, you know, to have him sign his book. You know, it was one of the most amazing speeches I ever heard. So that was Wednesday night. So Thursday we had our second convening of the Instant Angelic Choir, and I said, in our 35 minutes of rehearsal times, I would like to ask you all to become songwriters for the next 5 minutes. Are you willing? And I'll tell you the same thing. It's easy to become a songwriter. It is. It's harder to stay one. But it's easy to become one. If you have a thought or an idea that you're passionate about, it's your authentic voice. No one has ever seen the world through your lenses, have they? You know, it's a snowflake kind of art, where, you know, no matter when you start, or if you're doing it forever, you have a unique toolbox. So I said, I'd like you all to become songwriters for 5 minutes, and take a piece of paper and write down things that you believe in that are important to you. Simple statements of faith. I think that's a phrase that I use. And a generous 5 minutes later, we all stood in a circle. I think about 50 of us that day. And we just went around. And I invited people to make up a melody. And these were non-singers, but, you know, many trembling pieces of paper and many nervous voices sang the most beautiful songs anybody in this world would ever want to hear. And that's why you got to be careful about these TV shows where they judge singing, because that's not really finding what the beauty is. It's finding what a sound is, but beauty in music is so much more. It is at a cellular level, I think. So we found it that day, and these 50 people just sang the most beautiful songs they ever heard. And this was the song that came out of that day for me 10 years ago. I stand for love, stand for peace, I stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true. I stand for hope, I stand for you, I stand for love, I stand for peace, I stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true. I stand for hope, I stand for you. You know our world is in great pain, she needs our love and care again. But there are those who fail to that we've got more time to kill. If I am not the one who will change things, then for heaven's sake, who will? So I will move, I will climb this mountain one step at a time. I won't be swayed, I will not stop until we've made